Hey, how you doing? How you doing? This is Suleiman I. Scott from Professional Boxing. Yeah, I want to have a little news info about the fights that happened last night, and they were pretty good. Eddie Hearn outdid himself this weekend. He put a good show, in my opinion. I like the fight with Derek Chisora and Carlos Takam. I think that was a good fight. They put a good show, and Derek Chisora was losing the fight, and then the last round, the last couple of rounds, he came out and knocked out Carlos Takam by knockout, and I think that was a pretty good fight. Also, the fight with Dillian White and Joseph Parker, it went the distance. There was a couple of knockdowns by Dillian White, and there was a knockout by he blew his wad, and he was dancing the last couple of rounds, the championship rounds. And when he was dancing in the championship rounds, he got tagged by right hand from Joseph Parker. He got up and he managed to finish the fight. I think was he was very excited in this fight. He used everything in his skill asset to win the fight. But the last couple of rounds, he took the safe route, and he was very tired. I think Eddie Hearn did a good, uh, a good display this weekend, and he's building up his talent. Also with Dave Allen, that was another undercard fight. He knocked out a fighter that people thought he wasn't going to win, the White Rhino, and he won by knockout. Uh, that's pretty good. And then Luis Ortiz fought this weekend also. He fought the guy that went the distance with Joseph Parker for the WBO Championship, Romanian. He managed to knock him out in the second round. The guy was basically taunting him using the same style of fighting that he used against Joseph Parker and went the distance. He has an awkward style. He's also 6'7". But Luis Ortiz looked kind of thin in this fight this weekend. He looked like he's been doing some training after he fought Deontay Wilder for the championship, and he saw what he could actually do and the potential he has, and his time is running short because he's 40 years old now. He's gonna be about 40 years old, and he don't have too much time. He has to win a title soon, or it's gonna be a wrap. So yeah, so he managed to hurt the guy in the second round with a right hook, and then finished him off with a straight left, and the fight was over in 2 rounds. I think he's gonna have to step up his competition if he wants to possibly get a title fight, or see if he could get matched with one of the Eddie Hearn's heavyweights before he gets a AJ fight. Then the fights with the fights with the the fight that had Mikey Garcia against Bobby Easter Jr. was a pretty good fight. Bobby Easter Jr. tried to win this fight. He did everything possible in his skill asset to win the fight, but at the end of the day, the punching power of Mikey Garcia um, took its toll on him. It wore him out, and he was even dropped during the fight, and he lost the fight. The post interview, he was complimenting Mikey Garcia. He was a gentleman. At the end of the day, his career has to continue, so he also wants to have a possibility of attaining another world championship. So he was pretty cool about it, and they complimented each other, and it was a pretty good weekend. A lot of good fights, a lot of good undercard fights. Um, we got to see a pretty good boxing weekend this weekend. To me, my favorite fighter to me is Dillian White. This weekend, he displayed to me a great boxing ability. He won a fight that many people thought he was gonna lose. Some people have the opinions that he lost the fight, that he was fouling, but he was fighting a ex-world champion that lost the belt in his previous fight to Anthony Joshua. He was fighting as a guy that many people thought was gonna lose, and he took it to the next level. He took it to the next level. He did everything possible to win the fight. They're trying to blame the referee, but at the end of the day, it was Joseph Parker couldn't deal with him. He gave a lot of early rounds. He got hurt in several rounds in the beginning of the fight, and At the end of the fight, he managed to when he managed to tag him with a right hand, but couldn't finish him off. Couldn't follow up on it, and the decision was given justly to Dillian White. Dillian White has two belts right now: the WBO International belt, which was vacant, and his WBC silver title. What I think he should do is fight any fight that he could get. If he could get the AJ fight for April, go for it. Um, to tell the truth, he's the only one that, in my opinion, could probably give AJ a hard time because he fought AJ before, he hurt AJ before. He has a good skill asset. He could box, jab, move, left hook, uppercut, everything. He's been hurt. He has recovered. He even has a loss on his resume by knockout to AJ, and has rebounded from that. And hey, why not? It's a good payday. If the payday is there, take it. I like the way Joseph Parker acted during this fight. He was a gentleman. He didn't make a big scandal about the decision. He knew he was hurt several times, and he managed to hurt Dillian White in the last round. So he was a gentleman, possibly looking for a rematch with Dillian White or another title fight with AJ. So he was a gentleman about it, and didn't make a big deal about it. He's looking for probably possibly a third payday. He's a pretty good businessman when it comes to boxing. That's what you gotta do. I mean, you gotta go where the money's at. And if you fight 2 times in the UK and you get a possibility to fight for the third time, go for it. So that was pretty good. The heavy division was very hot. Thanks to Eddie Hearn this weekend, we got to see 3 title fight. We got to see one one title fight, regional title fight, really, because that was for the vacant WBO International, and he was defending the WBC Silver Heavyweight Championship, and we got to see an undercard fight of Derek Chisora and Carlos Takam. Carlos Takam, he fought for a championship, which he has a substitute against AJ and lost by knockout. At this fight, he was standing. He was trying to make it a fight with Derek Chisora, and Derek Chisora, managed to box even though he was losing in the first couple of rounds. In the first couple of rounds, but at the end of the day, he managed to catch the guy with a right hand. I guess he was preserving himself for the later rounds. Managed to catch the guy with a right hand and put him away, and it was not bad. And also. Dave Allen, he's another one that impressed me. He fought a good fight with Luis Ortiz, even though Luis Ortiz stopped him. And when they fought, but he fought a good fight. He showed a lot of people that he does have some skill. And in this fight, he fought an undefeated fighter, which many people thought that he was gonna lose to, and he won and he knocked him out. So big things are coming for him, in the future. So yeah, we had a good weekend of fights, and I hope Eddie Hearn keeps giving us good shows like this, and for our entertainment, and shows us what kind of potential fighters he's gonna bring over here to the United States once he starts with a dozen promotions. And if he continues this, I don't have a problem. Continues to give us good, entertaining fights like he did this weekend. Why not? Now going back to Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia beat Robert Easter Jr. by decision. Managed to hurt him. He had trouble with Robert Easter Jr. at the beginning. Robert Easter Jr. was catching him with 1-2s. I guess Mikey Garcia was saving himself for the later rounds. He managed to catch the kid with some thundering shots and managed to drop him for the first time. Second time in his career, but the first time officially. Managed to give him some dents because after the fight he was lumped up. And he did an entertaining fight, okay? But his dreams of fighting Errol Spence, I think they're delusional. How could you jump from 135 to 147 and fight the best pound-for-pound fighter at that division? Errol, the truth, Spence is could hit. Is a southpaw, has a ferocious body attack. Has fought super high quality contenders. And the small fight for me will be him and Lomachenko, a unification bout of 135. and let the 147-pound Errol the Truth Spence for the meantime alone, and let that simmer instead of taking that fight right now, because it could cause some L on his career if he takes that fight. And instead get a unification bout. You got Raimundo Beltran in your division at 135, who's the WBO champion. He's gonna fight Jose the Sniper Pedraza. You could take the winner of that, or you could fight Lomachenko, or for a unification bout, who has the WBA title, or you could just fight that South African IBO champion who's available. That'd be like a little soft touch for you, and you get another belt. Or you could just fight. You got a couple of other fighters you could fight. You got Nicholas Walters still around. You got Gamboa. Gamboa probably be willing to jump up to 135 and fight you. You were supposed to fight him at 130 or 126 back in the day. He's still around. You need a soft touch, man. You've been put to the gauntlet, Mikey Garcia. So if you fought a soft touch now while you're preparing to get another unification bout, I understand. But I was you, I'll keep away from Errol Spence at 147. I like Errol Spence there, but it's for a reason, because he's the best fighter available at this time at that division, the most avoided welterweight at that division, the most dangerous body puncher at that division. So if I was you, I'll keep away from him, okay? And think of bigger and better things for your career. Are you already a 4 division champion? I noticed that you're starting to slow down. You're not as fast as you used to. Your punching power is still there at 135. You fought a very durable fighter last night, and you managed to hurt him, but you couldn't put him away. You could fight Jorge Linares, who's probably looking to rebound from that loss to Lomachenko, and he's still very credible. You could pull him in there against yourself. And for a soft touch till you fight for another unification bout. If you do fight Jose the Sniper Pedraza, be careful with him, because he can box and move. He's very lanky out there. He's very skillful. You're gonna have to try to step it up instead of a little better than you did this time against Robert Easter, because the guy's very crafty in there. If you could also fight Felix Verdejo. He only has 1 loss on his resume, or the guy that knocked him out. There's a lot of opportunity in 135. I don't see why you want to go up at 147, and then the suspicion is that you're skipping a division, 140, where the big punches are, like Regis Progress, Jose Ramirez. You got other fighters in that division. You got Carol Relic. You got Francis Barthelemy. You got all these guys. You want to skip them and fight the big money fight with Errol Spence, which I think is a mistake. While there's a good money fight for you there at 135. So if you want to continue your career successful, I think I'll stay at 135 for the meantime. Look for a better opportunity than Errol Spence. So yeah, I think that's about it. That's about it for this weekend. The fights. They were pretty good, and one thing I noticed during the fight with Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence was the unprofessionalism and very slimy conduct of Adrian Bowden with the cameraman. Was so nice to put the camera on him. He cursed the camera out. He did a foul remark. This is not professional of him. He doesn't know that children and very religious people watching these fights also. If anything, he's gonna get negative exposure from that. I understand people feel sorry for him and also have compassion for him, and they do like his career. But instead of being like that, he should think of attaining a championship. I think the best bet for Adrian Bona this time is to contest for the IBO welterweight title that Thulani Mbambe has, and he's South African. Go to South Africa. If you can defeat him, you won't have the media, United States media, on your back as much for your negative way of conducting yourself in front of them in the limelight. You should never have done that. I don't think that was very professional, and it was very inappropriate for a great fight like that. But if you do go to South Africa and you fight and you win that belt, you could bring it here. you'll have a minor IBO belt and maybe possibly unify and get acclimated as a champion again. That's my advice to you, Eddie Bono. But please start acting more professional and not start acting like your age and like a gentleman. I don't think that was appropriate. So yeah, you guys have a great evening, and I don't know if I put another video tonight or not, but you guys have a great evening, and it was a great weekend and great fights, and you guys have to take care. Bye. Also, like and subscribe to my channel, Suleiman I Asghar Professional Boxing. Thank you.